2-5 dividing rational numbers. I can divide rational numbers.
Thank you, Jake. Can you divide rational numbers, Jake?
No.
No, you can't do that? You can't?
No, you can divide.
You can't divide rational. I mean, can you, Jake? Can you now do this? I was concerned there for a second. Vocab is important today. You need to know invert means to flip upside down. You need to know reciprocal is the same thing. Flip upside down, we gave you an example of 2/3 being flipped upside down to 3/2. Number 2, this is important. You will say this all year long because I will ask you all the time. It's on our cheat poll. When dividing fractions, minimize with the second and multiply. Okay, this is also very important. You can never divide fractions. So when I give you a dividing fractions assignment in a couple of minutes, you will actually never divide the fractions. Will you? You will never divide the fractions. You will take the problem, which asks you to divide fractions, and you will flip the second fraction and multiply. Okay? Number 5 is an example of that. We have 1/4 divided by 2/3. When dividing fractions. Okay, let's try that again. When dividing fractions.
Flip the second and multiply.
So we took the second fraction, we flipped it, as you can see, and we are no longer dividing, we are multiplying. Yes, no? Quiz question. Do you need to get a common denominator when multiplying fractions?
No.
You should never do that. Mrs. Miller is interrupting yet another video. I will pause. All right, so now this is the point in which Mrs. Miller interrupted us, so I lost my whole train of thought. But I know we were talking about dividing fractions, and I explained this whole process here on how to divide fractions. And you guys are going to be pretty good at it anyways. Number 6 was another example. The only difference in number 6 is we have a mixed number. Can you ever calculate with mixed numbers? No, so I think it was Madison showed us how to do this problem. She converted the mixed to an improper. She inverted the 2, which is technically 2/1, right, you guys? Okay, what's the inversion of 2/1? 1/2. So that's where we get the 1/2 from. So excellent job there. And then number 7, just a realization for y'all. The product of a refraction and its reciprocal is always
1.
Is always what?
1.
When I stop like that, you're supposed to all join in. So the product of a fraction and its reciprocal is always
1.
Number 3, dividing decimals. I think this is actually harder than dividing fractions. You need to know what the divisor is. You need to know what the dividend is. If you don't, you need to know this little diagram here underneath number 9, where we pointed to the dividend and the divisor for both the dividing box and also the fraction. Can the divisor ever be a decimal? No. So we showed you on number 11. You have 96 divided by 2/10. We moved the decimal point over one spot, which is just like multiplying by 10. And if we did it on the outside of the box, we need to do it on the inside of the box. And our new problem would be 9 6/10 divided by 2. Right? Almost like the equality problems we did when solving for variables. Number 12, Maddie came up and did that one for us. We have 34/100. This time she moved the decimal 2 places over on the outside of the box. So therefore we have to move the decimal point 2 places over on the inside of the box. Your new problem is 683 4/10 divided by 34. We no longer have a decimal outside of the box. Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay. And then the last one is just a word problem. And remember, if I give you a fraction problem, what kind of answer do I want?
Fraction answer.
If I give you a decimal problem, what kind of work do I want to see?
Decimal
And then the answer is going to be a
answer.
decimal. Okay, so make sure you answer my questions. Fraction problem, fraction work, fraction answer. Decimal problem, decimal work, decimal answer. We good?
Yeah.
Paper.